Okay, well, first things first, sorry for being late. This Florida weather is really getting on my nerves at this moment in time, the last 2 weeks. So we're here now. So ultimately, we have, apart from Jovin, Robbie, we have a fully fit squad for the first time in a long time. Robbie's coming on great, joined in with the team for the first time this morning. So we're really, really pleased with the work that he's doing, and he should be okay, hopefully, after the Montreal game. Jovin, we're still doing tests on Jovin. He suffered a knee injury against Orlando in the last game, and it could be a while he's out. So we'll let you know as soon as we know the correct information. But apart from that, we're in. It's been a really good week. I think there was a lot of disappointments early in the week that we felt, as in the Orlando game, we didn't get what we thought that our work and our performance deserved. But I think there's no time to feeling sorry for ourselves. I think in life sometimes you earn your own luck, and you earn the 3 points that are on the table for you. And I think the one thing that we've been stressing to the players this week is just maintaining their levels that they've had done in the last two games, and in the last 3 or 4 weeks of training. I think we've set a benchmark now of the way that we want to work, the foundations of which we want to play, and we now know the levels that we can't drop below. And I've said to them that if they keep those levels, the results will come. I think there's 24 games left in the season, 72 points to play for, so there's a long way to go. And we realise that Saturday is another big game for us, where we have to perform, and if we perform, the results will look after itself. So that's my opening remarks.
Thank you, Phil. If you have a question, please raise your hands. Let's get started with Michelle. Michelle, you're off mute.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, Michelle.
Sorry about the weather. See, that's what happens when you move here in January. You get spoiled. They didn't tell you about July through October.
No.
Oh.
No, I've got to say, Michelle, that every day this week is rain. If I was living in Manchester, you'd say it was typical English weather, but this week it's not just rain, is it? It's like monsoon every single day.
Yes, get used to it. It doesn't really end till after Halloween, October 31st. Hate to tell you.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to ask you. You said everyone's fit, except for Jovin and Robbie. Gonazalo came in last week in the 60th minute and obviously had an immediate impact. Do you expect him to start, to have more minutes? What kind of role do you expect from him? My second question is, what do you expect from Montreal?
Well, I think with Gonazalo, we've obviously got him on a special program. He's working really well. We're going to stick to the program in terms of the minutes that he's going to be playing. We realised that we'd need him for minutes against Orlando. He came on and gave us that little bit of quality with the goal. But it's a long-term program we've got for him. We wanted to make sure that when we come to the New York Red Bulls game, that we've got every single player at the level to compete in every single game. You think about that week, Red Bulls, we've got New England, we've got Philadelphia, then it's into the season, it's a marathon then. The marathon really starts in terms of the games programme. So we're going to stick to the plan. I've got to say, I think I was really pleased with the two up front. Jay probably had his best game in an Inter Miami shirt, and Carranza's getting better every single game. So we've got great options up there. And Gonazalo is showing real leadership in terms of the way that he's committing to his programme. In terms of Montreal, I think they've had an outstanding season. I've got to say, they play a really good, attractive style of football with a really good system. They've got good players. They keep the ball well. They've got a good mix between playing and obviously going more direct. And I think they've caused the teams a lot of problems this year. I think they've been the surprise team of the season so far. So we're under no illusions. This is a really difficult game, particularly after the result that we had at our place 3 or 4 games back. So we know it's going to be a tough game. Every game seems to be that at this moment in time. And we just feel as if we're ready for it.
Thank you, Michelle. Next, let's go to Kobe and then to Steve. Kobe, you're off mute.
Thanks, Jackie. Hey, Phil, how you doing?
I'm here. Are you leaving us, Kobe? Is this an emotional moment for us today? Is this our last time?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. It was a little emotional. Who told you, Rafa, Jackie? Which one?
No, it was on Fox News, breaking news before. Kobe's leaving Inter Miami.
Yeah. I will be departing soon. So I think after this Saturday against Montreal,
You got a better offer from somewhere else? More money?
I'll be moving over to cover University of
Nice.
Miami.
Okay. Good luck.
Have me,
Good
shift
luck.
me over there.
Good luck with
Thank you.
everything.
I appreciate that. I had a follow-up question to Michelle's question, a separate one. You mentioned Gonzalo with the minutes. Do you expect against Montreal for him to play around that same 30 minutes minute mark that he had against Orlando this past Friday?
Well, I think he's got more minutes in him in this particular game. You think about 30. You think about stepping it up every week. So I think there's more minutes in him. But I've got to say, in the last couple of games, we've been really fantastic in terms of our aggression, in terms of our pressing, in terms of the energy that we've got in that position. So we've just got to make sure that when Gonzalo comes back into the team, it is the right moment for him to be able to perform at his best level. And I think he's been really, really mature. He's been experienced. He's shown his experience in terms of sort of like him driving this and us obviously helping him and guiding him to the point where he can compete. The goals he'll always score, but I think it's the competition. It's that feeling of going out there and being better than your opponent that we want to get him to, and he wants to get him to, more importantly. So I think this week has been his best week in terms of his not attitude, in terms of his level of leadership in and around the group, inspiring others, leading others, making sure people concentrate, making sure people are doing the right things. That's really important to me as a manager, because that's what I expect of him. And I think the better he's feeling, the fitter he's feeling, the more he's got that sense of Gonzalo's here to win us football games, and that's what makes him the special player he is.
Thank you, Kobe. Steve, you're off mute.
Thanks, Jackie. Hi, Phil. Just first start, 10 games into the season now. Are you where you thought you would have been at this point? Is there any key learnings that you've kind of picked up, along the way? And secondly, with our England hats on, do you think it's coming home?
I thought we'd be higher up the table. I did. I thought we'd be higher up the table. The Orlando game, if you think about the moments in the season where it's a really fine line and you earn your luck, I'm not making excuses. Atlanta at home, I thought we should have won the game. Orlando at home, I thought we should have got something from the game. And you think about those moments, they're critical moments in terms of sort of like the points on the table. I think we've spoke about the DC game at home, Montreal at home, Chicago away have been unacceptable performances. I suppose those performances didn't surprise me. I thought, looking at what we had last year and obviously building into this year, consistency and inconsistency was always going to be something that we wanted. But there was a couple of games where I thought that we just didn't have the luck to win the games, that just went against us. Now, I think if we continue on this with the attitudes that we've got, that will change. I'm almost certain of that. In terms of sort of like the England, I've been there too many times. I've been to major tournaments and I've been there too many times to say it's coming home. I'm beginning to not like the coming home stuff. Because it puts a lot of expectation and pressure. When we beat Germany the other day, I've got to say the English guys we're all singing it and we were all dancing around and we were all really proud. And I actually thought we were into the semi-final. That's how us English people work. We get carried away with ourselves and then we're still only in the quarter-final. So let's just keep our feet on the ground, Steve. There's a long way to go, and I've got to say the manager, I've worked with him. He was in the next office to me for 3 years. He's an impressive guy who I think got us to where we are at this moment in time in terms of that level to be able to compete.
Thank you, Steve. We'll go to Franco, and then we'll do one more question from Kobe, just to hear his voice for one or two more times. Franco, you're off mute.
Thank you, Jackie. Hey, Phil. Just had a couple of questions for you on opposite sides of the ball, if that's okay. The first one is on the attack. You guys scored your first goal in 4 games or 3 games and some change this past weekend. And I agree again with your assessment that the performance was much better. But in terms of creating opportunities, you had 3 shots on goal this game, 1 before that, 3 before that, and 1 before that. So you are not creating a whole lot of clear-cut scoring opportunities. I know you have a set-piece specialist. I don't think you guys have scored off a corner kick this season. So how do you guys get the attack going a little bit more so you guys can take leads in games and then open things up for yourselves when teams have to come out and look for the tying goal, the equalizer, and that opens up spaces for you. That's the first one, and I'll ask the second one after that if it's okay.
Well, it's something that we're working on. Create better chances, get players into better positions, commit more men forward. I think we do commit a lot of men forward in terms of committing people into the box. I think what was so good against Orlando was the better control that we had in the game in terms of passes, possession, better consecutive passes in the game. It was the best that we've had all season. So that is a great starting point to control games, create more chances. Now, ultimately, to create chances, to score chances, you need your best players on the pitch. Our best players, Gonazalo, Pizarro, Carranza, Chapman, Federico, these most creative players, Morgan, Breck, Shea. So we're thinking of ways, or we're working on ways of getting our best players, most creative players onto the pitch into better positions. Now, ultimately, what we've worked on the last 3 or 4 weeks is for us to be harder to beat, more organised, more aggressive. And ultimately those are the first building blocks that we've put in place to then go on to obviously creating more chances and being better in attack. But I thought against Orlando we were better in attack. We caused them problems, we kept the ball better, and I expect the same against Montreal.
My second one would be on just something you touched on, is being tougher to play against. I thought Leandro Gonzalez-Pires and Nicolas Vigal had an outstanding game there as the joint center back tandem. Pretty much shut Daryl DK out, didn't do much before he was subbed out of the game. Just wanted to get your impressions on their performance together as the center back duo this past weekend, and what we might see from them going forward, if that's the tandem.
Well, I think defending starts from the front, and we were more aggressive from the front. The two central midfield players were aggressive, but you've got to think about the back four as well. Kevin Leardom played well, and Christian McCoon is getting better every single game. So yeah, I was impressed with the two centre backs. I think Leandro's played really well in the last 2 games. I've got to say he's really stepped up, and I think he enjoys playing in this type of formation with Nico next to him. We know that they're 2 quality players, and I think with centre-back partnerships, my experience tells me that the longer you play together, the better the foundation of the team, linking in there, obviously, the goalkeeper as well. So we hope to keep the back four together, working together, consistency in team selection. Obviously, Kelvin Leardom leaves us after this game, so we're going to have to make a change there. But consistency now in partnerships, consistency in the team selection is going to be vital, and it's no more vital than obviously in the centre-back partnership. And I'm happy with them both.
Thank you, Franco.
Okay, thanks,
Colby,
guys.
last question.
Thanks, Jackie. Just kind of wanted to follow up on Franco's question, focusing on the attack, but more so like concentrate on the corner kicks. I noticed the previous couple games you guys had a couple different setups, sometimes bringing Jay in with Lewis here and there. I guess, how much do you view that as a key to unlocking the attack? And I guess process-wise, maybe not result-wise, obviously scoring goals, but process-wise, what still needs to improve, I guess, in that part of the game for you guys?
Well, I think I go back to my experience of working on the set play side. I think it's one of the most important aspects of the game, and we work really hard. But in my last job, we went through a similar phase where we're introducing new processes and different ways of doing set plays, and you go through different periods of you think about people not doing the jobs, people not sticking to the plan, people maybe not delivering the right ball or making the right run, but it's all part of the process. It's just not done overnight. And I think consistency in team selections, what we found a lot is the 5 subs do affect the flow of set plays, but we're all in agreement. We need to be more productive from set plays. So we see that we've got really, really good attacking headers of the ball, but ultimately it's not just about having the best deliverers or the best attackers. You need to, it's like a jigsaw, it all has to come together. The movements have to be right, it has to be hit into the right area, you've got to have the right timing of the runs. So we've been working really hard on that, and I'd say that in the next 3 or 4 weeks, I think the work that we've been doing from the start of the season, it'll start to bear fruition, and it did in my last job. The last job, we got to a point where my team were like, come on, we need more goals, why we're not getting in, but we just keep working, believing in the process, and the goals will come with the more practice we get. So it's a process we're going through. We realise that at the moment we've not got the rewards and the chances and the goals that we want, but over the next 3 or 4 weeks I think you'll see massive gains in that.
Phil, so much.
Thanks, guys. Sunshine we want, Michelle. Sunshine.